We all have heard and read about environmental degradation and how human activities are leaving a big scar on the environment and its vital resources today. People and experts around the globe are spreading widespread awareness about air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, and noise pollution. But in this video, I'm going to enlighten about an often overlooked and unthought form of pollution that is slowly crawling into the limelight and has been increasing terrifically with each passing day. We call it electronic pollution. And there's a saying called today's electronic gadgets, tomorrow's electronic waste. Let's see what is electronic pollution. Electronic pollution is the form of pollution caused by the discarded electrical or electronic devices. Used electronics which are destined for reuse, resale, salvage, recycling, or disposal are also considered e waste. Informal processing of e waste in developing countries can lead to adverse human health effects and environmental pollution. Electronic scrap components, such as CPUs, contain potentially harmful components such as lead, cadmium, beryllium, or brominated flame retardants. Recycling and disposal of e waste may involve significant risk to the health of workers and communities in developed countries, and great care must be taken to avoid unsafe exposure in recycling operations and leaking of materials such as heavy metals from landfills and incinerator ashes. And now let us know how electronic waste pollution is affecting. Electronic waste, or also called e-waste, is the name for electronic devices that have come towards the end of their useful life, are outdated, or have been replaced. The main issue of disposing of computers and other electronics is that they contain toxic materials such as lead, zinc, nickel, etc. When electronic waste is dumped into landfills, toxic materials can seep into the soil and groundwater, affecting not only our health but also land and sea animals. The people most in danger of this area, people in developing countries where most of the electronic waste is dumped. E-waste is especially dangerous during the summer months because when electronic waste gets heated, toxic chemicals are released into the air, further damaging the already volatile atmosphere. This is one of the biggest environmental impacts of e-waste, especially with lead. If lead is released into the environment, it can cause damage to human blood, kidneys, as well as central and peripheral nervous system. Many of us might not be aware of the potential danger caused by electronic devices we discuss as waste. Now let's understand how this e-waste pollution is affecting us and the environment. We live in a technologically flooded era where devices such as cell phones, computers, televisions, and many more have become a part of our lives. But when these devices stop serving their purpose, they become e waste and are thrown away by us using improper disposal methods that would affect many lives on Earth soon. Yes, because these devices are made of toxic substances, and when exposed to the nature, these chemicals enter the air, water, and soil, which further ends up into our bodies, eventually harming us. We may think how these devices affect the environment. Okay, let me tell one example. Suppose you exchange a new computer with the old one from the shop. Now, you might think that mm, once the shop sends the old computer to the factory, they will recycle the old product. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen every time. Sometimes, instead of recycling, these factories burn the parts to gain metals like gold, copper, etc. from these devices. And during this process, these parts emit harmful elements such as hydrocarbons, brominated dioxins, and other heavy particles into the air, which we have seen before, which is ultimately inhaled by humans and other animals. Well, not only the air, the particle also have the property to penetrate into the soil, harming to nutrition value that is observed as food by the plants that are ultimately eaten up by animals and even end up on our plates also. And it does not end there. After harming air and soil, the, their, these harmful particles go ahead and gets mixed with water that is present underground and degrades its quality that is consumed by animals and even ends up at an homes through tap water. And if this destruction of natural resources by e-waste continues at this alarming rate, soon things will turn critical for our environment and can harm entire planet. So we must take some measures to control this pollution. They are sell old electronics, donate old electronics, recycle and dispose of e-waste properly, maintain our electronics, repurpose or evaluate, spread the word. That's it. Thank you.